Hello guys, it's Medicine and welcome to another video. In this one, I just wanted to give a little bit of an overview of the update that we have now got to The Sims base game. It's a free update to improve the skin tones issues that a lot of people have been having pretty much since launch of The Sims 4, and it is definitely well appreciated, even if just 6 years too late. But here I am. I wanted to just make a sim the day before the update came out, just to demonstrate some of the issues that a lot of people have, namely that skin tones are very grey and blocky. Personally, on my computer, the blockiness doesn't come through too much, but the grey definitely does. And of course, we also have the issue of hair textures, because they're not good. Some of them just really aren't good. I mean, take this one, for example, which of course was subject to Cauliflower Gate. I am neither a game developer nor a person of colour, but I do find modelling hair off of a vegetable quite questionable. Even when the textures are good, the hairlines are questionable also. So I don't really understand. We do have some half decent hairstyles that definitely have texture, but even then, you've still got this abomination, so yeah. And then of course another issue that a lot of people have is makeup, namely that it does not look good on darker skin tones, and I am very inclined to agree. I spent a long time on this makeup look trying to make it look half decent, and I big fat struggled. I know a lot of people complained about MAC makeup purely for the fact that it is disgusting, but it also has the additional problem that on darker skin tones, it just doesn't work. I mean, look at these lipsticks. It's a problem with all the makeup in the game that you can tell it was designed for lighter skin tones in the majority of cases. I mean, I just can't explain it. There's a million more options for lighter skin toned Sims, and I think that is just not on, quite frankly. So again, the base game update, it's taken a while, but it's definitely appreciated. And you know, I've said it before, I will say it again. Would we have been getting this update right now if it hadn't been for Black Lives Matter movement and all the big Simmers talking about diversity on their channels? I do not know. But I do think there is a lot to say for the fact that we can still just appreciate that it is here in the first place. There's a lot of things to fix within the Sims 4 base game, but arguably this is the most pressing issue because I don't know what you guys think, but personally I do feel like a life simulator should be able to simulate life. And part of that is diversity of skin tones. So again, this is very, very much overdue. It also, surprisingly, came with an update to Latin clothes and furniture items and stuff, which is pretty cool. Another big plus for diversity, but I will definitely save the review for that for a different video. Today, I am just focusing on those dark skin tones and the issues that we have been having. And, you know, this sim I made, if I do say so myself, she is still absolutely gorgeous. But, I mean, myself, like a lot of people, rely on custom content to get better everything from eye colors to eyelashes to better skin tones. And when you're a life simulator, it's not good. It's just not good. So, yeah, as I said, I recorded this before the update came out. Tuesday, 6th of October is the update day. I am recording this on the 5th, so I'm not quite sure what hairstyles they are going to be updating at the time of doing this voiceover, because of course the update is dropping in 2 parts, one in October and one in December, the December update being the bigger of the two. So it's all a bit questionable. It's all up in the air, but I am very much looking forward to seeing what they're doing because, as I pointed out in the beginning of the video, there are definite problems that need to be worked on. The textures, the greyness. I found a lot of undertones. That seems to be a big problem within The Sims. Even lighter skin tones, like, you know, I definitely think it's definitely a more pressing issue for darker skin tones, but even with lighter ones, the undertones of like yellows and greys, it looks very strange. And it's a life simulator. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I will say it again. It's a life simulator. And there is like little to no diversity in the skin tones, at least proper diversity anyway. So again, this update is definitely appreciated. So I hope you enjoy this sim that I have made pre-update, just to demonstrate some of the changes that we got in the update, which we're just going on to now. And of course, post-update, Maddie knows that crap really did hit the fan, and I will show you why, because I made this sim post-update. I gave her the new High Freezer Bunny bomber jacket that we got with the Hispanic update. Because of course I removed all my CC. We install updates safely on this channel. Practice safe updates, people. But of course, this video is all about the skin tone update, so I put them side by side, and the fact that I had to add in what was the before and what is the after says it all, really. I flicked through the skin tones and there is no difference, and everyone is pretty much saying the same thing. I know that this update was supposed to just address basically the current skin tones that we have. It's not adding any new skin tones, it's not adding any sliders, it's not changing any makeup. It's just supposed to improve the undertones and the blotchiness of current skin tones. And I don't see the difference. Like, this side by side, I just don't see the difference. And of course, as I said, this afro should have been priority, but that was not one of the hairstyles that was fixed. But luckily we did manage to get a fix for that awful hairline, and we got baby hairs, carrying on from the nifty knitting trend. And although this hair does clip the new bomber jacket, which is a little bit of a shame, this is so much better. Like, look at the side-by-side difference, it's crazy. So I am actually really happy with this update to the hair. I think it looks really, really good. And then this was, of course, one of the two hairstyles that got fixed, the other one being the medium afro. I was a bit surprised. This smaller one is exactly the same, and then you got that one, it was originally just supposed to be a slightly bigger version, but they've kind of changed the colouring of it and added a fade, which I kind of like, and I definitely think I will use it. It's not perfect. It's okay, but I think there's definitely more pressing hairstyles that should have been updated, in my opinion. Speaking of which, I just want to switch back to the awful big afro, because I can't believe they didn't change that. I mean, I know that they weren't supposed to update makeup in this skin tone update, but I just wanted to demonstrate that makeup, there's no difference with the way that it works with dark skin tones. Unfortunately, it still just looks strange. It doesn't look good, and it really begs the question, because I know everyone's sort of saying, oh, you know, the big update's coming in December, but this is supposed to be an update. You know, it's supposed to fix the skin tones that we have, and I just don't see a fix. And I noticed this kind of, what I'm pointing out here, this like redness above the eyebrows and then grey patchiness above it. It just looks really, really strange. It's almost like the blush goes above the eyebrows, and then here there's just a bit of a I was gonna say comparison picture, but it essentially just looks like copy and paste. Like, this really does not have any difference. It's crazy, and it really I was so excited for this update, because anything that improves diversity is very much welcome, but the fact that there's just hardly any change, they must have known that if they didn't make serious improvements, people were not going to be happy, and yet they went ahead and did it anyway. And I have to ask, what was the point? Because I know a lot of people are still complaining about blotchiness and redness, which I admit at first I didn't particularly notice, But you can see here there is definitely a lot of redness and blotchiness, and I'm just showing my settings here. I have everything set to high. I do have uncompressed sim textures. They said that was, you know, the issue. That's what you needed to get it to work, and we've still got all this weird just textures. It's definitely not improved for a skin tone update. I personally don't see any update. I mean, the Hispanic heritage stuff is really, really cool, but I thought the idea of this update was to improve the skin tones, and I just don't see it, and I don't think anybody else does. So definitely a big disappointment. So there we go. That's it. That's just my little overview of the update. It was not what I expected at all. And I think we definitely have to see some big improvements going forward. But anyway, if you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Do you see any difference? Because I would love to know. I personally cannot. So yeah, just let me know. But until the next video, bye!